Word to your mother.
My name's Steve, your name's?
Tony.
So we're doing another collab video. So Tony's got a great channel called Fragdicted, and you're also on Instagram with the same handle.
Yeah.
So how long have you been going now?
I started my videos in October.
Okay.
October,
similar time to me, but like
3-4
a year
months.
later, yeah.
Yep.
Check out Tony's channel. Obviously, I'll link it below. He's growing really quickly. He's doing a lot of really good, like affordable type stuff, and you do your 2-minute Tuesdays, which is really good. So if you want a nice quick video, so it doesn't go on too long, which is probably what's going to happen with this video. So yeah, check out Tony's channel. Anyway, so we've met up because Tony doesn't live far away from me at all, and we're filming a few videos today. So you'll see these coming out in the coming weeks on both our channels. And Tony's a big fan of the Byron Parfums, as am I.
Yeah.
So we both love The Chronic, which is probably our sort of favourites.
Probably my number one wanted fragrance.
Yeah, there you go then.
For 2020, 100%. Yeah.
It is an absolute banger. I've got a few of their other samples. The Chronic's the only one that I smelt it on Chris's channel, Fragmental, and I had to go and own it, so I then kind of bought it. And I've been fortunate enough to receive some of their newer fragrances. So Tony hasn't smelt these yet from Byron Parfums. I've got Byron Man and their brand new one, Byron Zaire as well, which is in collaboration with Manjaro. I don't know how you pronounce that. Manjaro, maybe, yeah. Anyway, so we're going to smell these, going to get Tony's first impression, and I've not actually done a full review. I've done a full review on Byron Man, which I can link below. I've not done a full review on Zaire yet, so I might just kind of go into a bit more depth of kind of what I found and the performance, etc, etc. So we've got some smelling strips, but do you want it on skin or do you want mine? I'm happy to spray it on my skin, to be honest.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
So this is Byron Man. So
I see your review on this one.
Yeah.
You liked it from memory, but
it's really nice. It's a really nice fragrance, but they have upped the price quite a bit. And I actually think it's fairly unisex, really, considering it's Byron Man. But it's, again, a great quality, but it's just not. It's not in line with a lot of the other Byrons I found.
Yes. See, I got that as soon as you sprayed it.
Yeah.
So it projects quite well.
Yeah, it does actually.
But there's no notes in there that really jump out and say, oh, that's got that in it. Now, I'm quite easily swayed by videos where I've watched so much and sometimes I've got to be mindful I'm not saying the same things.
No, well, it's
but
just,
I think you said, and I don't think you're the only one, it's a great signature scent because that would be very, very easy to wear. Is it like a pear or a apple note in there, maybe?
God, you're testing me now. I should probably look it up. So yeah, at the top, if you want to have another whiff. So there is bergamot, which is kind of some of the freshness you're getting.
Yeah.
But I found Byron Man. I found some of the notes. I was really excited by the notes because at the top you've got cardamom, coriander, bergamot, so kind of good with that. I do get that sort of green sort of freshness at the top.
From the coriander.
It's kind of got that sort of greeniness to it.
Definitely.
Rhubarb, rum, jasmine and iris in the mid, and then myrrh, leather, vanilla and sandalwood in the base. Now I never really got that many of the base notes.
No, and I've not really, so yeah.
Obviously you've got an opening now, so it's not kind of dried down too much, but...
So the cardamom I find lovely in all fragrances that they put in because it seems to sort of just blend in lovely and it seems to just sweeten it up slightly. So cardamom I would probably have guessed. I would never have guessed leather. I don't get leather in there at all.
No, obviously it's a base note and you're getting the oak, but...
Don't get the myrrh.
You still... No, yeah.
And what was the rum? The rum was the note that really jumps out in this that you think, oh, is it going to be boozy?
Yeah, well, I was the same. When I saw the notes before I smelt this, I was really excited because I love rum. I love like the rum, sort of boozy rum notes in Manic Black, some of that range. I love that kind of Man Black cologne from Bulgari. I love that sort of boozy rumness. And then when it said like leather and vanilla and sandalwood, they're like all my favourite notes. So I was thinking this is going to be a nice sort of rich, sexy, manly smell.
That's right. And then rhubarb in there as well is an unusual note that you think you might be able to pick out. But
it's actually very kind of soft and subtle and...
It is.
Do you think it's... do you think a woman could wear that? Would you?
100% that is unisex and I think my wife would definitely wear that.
I think it's...
It leans It doesn't lean either way. I would say that's down the middle, slightly masculine, but it's not masculine at all. It's not something where you think, oh, that's a lovely man smell. It's nice. It's very well blended, I must say. You can't. Maybe that's testament to the blend that you can't pick out these notes. Byrons, It's so like round. It's like a bubble.
It just comes as a package, doesn't it?
Yeah, nothing really pops out of that bubble.
Because like you, I thought the rum would stand out big time, and then normally like leather is again you sort of, but I don't really kind of get those. They all sort of just come as kind of one. It's very well blended, but not. It's quite a different take to the Byron route because a lot of them are quite 100%. Sweet, floral, gourmandish, and that's kind of not.
If you blind tested me on that and said guess the brand, I know that's quite difficult. I would never in a million years have said Byron on that one.
You would have said niche, wouldn't you?
100% would have said niche.
It's just such
so
good
well
quality.
Blended, so
such good
really good quality.
Shall we move on to the brand new one from Zaire?
Really
so this one, this is insanely expensive. This is €280. So
wow.
Yeah, I'm sort of careful. I don't want to kind of drop this. So this, I think you'll like this one, and I think your wife would probably like this one as well. So again, I think I'm just going to kind of go on my hand. I can spray on your hand if you like it that much, but.
Yeah, see, this is that.
How good is that?
That is amazing.
It's good, isn't it?
That.
It's Byron-esque,
so I can smell
isn't
it from here, and it's definitely Byron, 100%.
It's Byron.
That is nice.
It's just. The more I've worn this a few days now. I've not done my full review on it yet, so I'll kind of give my breakdown. But yeah.
See, I heard on your podcast about the slightly, maybe funky opening. I've not got that. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm not.
Interestingly, I've not got it too much there.
Maybe is it settled in the bottle, maybe, or something's happened?
Perhaps, but for the very first time I smelt this, what I found is I was really excited. I sprayed it, and I, just like you, I got the sillage, and I was like, oh wow, that is Byron's. This sweet, sort of floral, gourmandy kind of Byron-esque fragrance. Yep. And then I was like, oh, that's so good. I could just smell it in the air. And then when I smelt it on skin, I was like, that smells a bit kind of funky. And I was like, okay, smells a bit funky. Sillage smells lovely, a bit funky. But after about 5 minutes, it just settled down on my skin, and then it smelled like the sillage, and it was just really.
That is really lovely, mate.
It's really good. It's again superb. Quality. How good is the quality of that blend? Like.
You know, I'm quite new to this. I haven't got my nose on a lot of niche at all. I've been very lucky to get a few things that sent to me. I can't justify pulling the trigger on that sort of money.
No.
We had this discussion, didn't we, off camera, and I cannot justify it. But with capital B-U-T, that is superb.
So notes-wise, I remember at the top it's got so pineapple, caramel, and aquatic notes. Because I thought when I first saw those notes that it was going to be a bit of a weird. Because I thought pineapple and caramel. Kind of quite sweet, and then like aquatic, I was thinking, was it sea salty? I thought that seemed a bit of a contradiction.
It is a contradiction.
I wouldn't put those two perhaps that weird combination is kind of what threw me a little bit when I kind of first smelt it kind of on my arm. And then in the mid you've got jasmine, orange blossom, coconut, and bourbon vanilla. Yeah. And in the base you've got oud, musk, patchouli, and cedar. Now Chris thought when I spoke to him on the podcast that it might have been the oud that I was getting in the early days, but I don't find it particularly barnyardy or.
And I was a little bit worried about.
Or funky at all.
I was a little bit worried about that with the oud.
Yeah.
Was a little bit worried about that because it's not barnyardy at all.
And
no, not at all. Oud to me can go one of two ways. It depends on what type of oud it is. Yeah. I find it quite challenging to wear, I must say.
I'm not a big oud fan, to be honest.
It's addictive. I want to get my nose on it, but I can't.
Do you want me to spray on your hand?
If you wouldn't mind, It's
a good sprayer. That's £1.80 you owe me there, mate.
Thanks. Give me details, I'll ping it over.
Yeah, PayPal. But it is. So it comes across as just kind of like we've sort of touched upon, it's almost like, it's definitely Byron-esque, it's sort of like Mula Mula, Pirates, it's kind of somewhere in that sort of, where it's a kind of sweet gourmand floral, but it's very, the word I kept using on the podcast was opulent. It's a very classy, I mean it should be opulent for that price, but it's a very kind of classy, sophisticated scent. Where do you think it sits on the masculine and feminine, because it's a unisex fragrance?
On the seesaw of masculinity and femininity, I would go slightly feminine.
I agree. I think I would wear that.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I think it is more feminine.
Yeah.
So I think it's
I think your average person buying a fragrance, if you're a man,
average geezer
would
probably say it's too feminine.
He smelt that in boots, he would probably
it'd be like it's too feminine.
Yeah.
Where's Sauvage? Yeah.
But we're freaks and we're like.
Yeah, I think I think it would be better on a woman, but yeah, a man could wear it, but probably more of a kind of a fragile appreciation.
That's lovely.
And an event. What sort of?
Yeah, events. Now I
what
think.
What sort of occasion?
You know what? I'm really struggling to picture what season rather than occasion.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Because I think you could get away with that at any season. That could be on any list, couldn't it?
In the summer, I don't know how if it'd go a bit almost too sweet in the summer if the heat. I don't know what the heat's going to do to it in the summer.
Yes.
I think certainly in those sort of mid-autumn, spring would work really well. Autumn, winter works really well because it's again got the gourmandish. The only thing I've obviously not worn it in the summer, and I don't know if the heat might make it a bit too sweet and a bit too cloying.
Yeah, summer's evening maybe.
But yeah, summer evening. But I think winter works well. I think spring probably just go a little bit lighter on the trigger.
Yep.
Autumn, yeah.
But no, I think that's
season-wise, occasion-wise, I think it's quite a smart event. But I would wear it. I've worn this to the pub, so
yeah, I think it's quite versatile. That I think you could wear that to the pub. I think you could wear it to work. I think you could wear it on date night. I think that's great versatile fragrance. I think
it's great. I mean,
but maybe I'm biased because I love stuff from Byron, and
I love
that
Byron,
to me is Byron all over.
So do you prefer it over the Byron Man?
Yeah, 100%. I think the Byron Man is, again, without trying to sound controversial. Say that again.
Without trying to sound controversial.
Without trying to sound controversial, I think that is a little underwhelming.
I was a little bit underwhelmed, but it's not to say it's bad. That's the thing. It's just because I've sort of put Byron, particularly with the Chronic, on this pedestal.
Yeah.
Where I was so excited to smell it, and that's what maybe come across in the video. That it's like I didn't want to poo-poo it because I do like it. It's a nice fragrance.
It too, yeah.
But just compared to the Chronic and some of the Mula Mula, I smelt it and it was just a slightly different direction.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't help but be slightly disappointed. But I didn't want people to think that means it's bad because it's not.
No,
compared to any others, it's good.
Actually, that's probably more crowd pleasing in terms of it's easier to smell.
Yeah.
This one's.
But this is Byron, isn't it? This is back on form. This is
fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah. Worth the money though?
No, I couldn't pay that. I couldn't justify it. I love the fragrance, so I would recommend. I would probably get a decan or something like that. I personally couldn't justify. I was fortunate enough to get these bottles for free. I know I'm just opening myself to hatred, so I'm sorry if that really offends you. But I couldn't. Just me in my personal situation, even though I sort of do quite well or whatever. What with wife, kids, you similar to me with family.
Exactly,
It's hard to justify. £250. I think it's €280, and I think we just looked on the Etsy store. It's £250.
Yeah.
I just couldn't, but it is amazing. But if you are a frag head, you love niche, and you're happy to spend that, and you don't have that many, or you're happy to spend that, I think it's worth a look.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's an amazing fragrance.
100% agree with that.
So, also performance-wise, needless to say, that performed really well. The Byron Man on me was not great. It was about 4 or 5 hours, kind of longevity, with about projection was okay, 1 to 2 hours of projection. So it was kind of okay relative to where this the Zaire lasted all day, easily, comfortably. 2, 3 easy hours of projection. It's basically Byron performance like the Chronic. It performs really well, lasts. Smelt it the next day, it's got up the next day and I could still smell it. So yeah, amazing performance. So thanks for watching, and there's nothing more to say. To see you for the next video, and keep smelling wonderful is your line. Take care, much love.
That is lovely, mate. Really, really good.
Yeah, very nice.